We've all had dogs on this show.
Yep. And I will say people are still texting that they're hearing static. Maybe just tune it in right now.
Oh,
Maybe you missed Rose's update. Kevin's going to put that up in a little bit. We'll replay that at 9 for people, too. So if you want to hear what happened with Veronica and everything. Or you can just stream us.
Stream us.
That's the best way to do it. Go to KRBE. Get that app. You should have it anyway. Get that app. You can listen to us there. Or if you're on iHeart, wherever you get it. Check it out.
It's not just us; it's the whole market. The whole city of Houston right now is having problems with all the radio stations.
It should be us. That's all you should matter about anyway.
Yes.
I saw this morning. It's one of those stories where you see something. I'm like, copy paste, send to my wife, and I wanted her to see this because I'm like, oh, the 4 signs that your pet sees you as their parent.
Okay.
So Sam, let's see. Get ready to check off this list.
I am ready.
With Misty, because Misty saw you. You've been
Blue
gone a
Merle.
few days.
I have been. I love my puppy.
A pet expert shared the 4 adorable signs that your furry friend considers you their parent. Number 1, your pet just often stares at you. You look over and they're just staring at you.
The only reason Misty is staring at her is because there's a ball sitting over to the left-hand side, and Misty is wondering, why have you not picked that up and thrown it yet?
That
You
is
said anybody could be her parent?
Yes.
Probably.
As long as you got a ball?
If you have
As
a
long
ball,
as you
You
can
got a
throw
ball,
that ball.
your dad.
she may leave me.
Or mom.
Yeah.
Now this one,
go ahead.
This one, I don't know if you guys had this.
Okay.
Brings you their toys. Like when I go home,
Oh, yeah.
he'll make that noise. Get so excited. Jump up on his 2 legs and I'll pet him. And then he'll get all excited, get on his back, do his belly, and then he'll just jump up, run, grab toys, and share with me.
Yeah, they want to play.
Always. It's like they're bringing you their favorite thing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Number 3, they follow you around. That's when you really know when they're not there. Like say you're on vacation or something, or your dog's not there,
Yep.
and you're just so used to looking down, tripping over them.
I can't even go to the bathroom without being followed.
They're like a little shadow.
And the 4th thing, the sign that that sign that your pet sees you as their parent, they always sleep by your side. They want to sleep by you.
Oh.
Snuggle.
I'll be like, Savvy, you have 2 beds. Most dogs only have 1 bed. You have 2 beds down here. Stay there. But no,
He sleeps with you? Like down at your feet or?
Yeah, sometimes we're trying to get in the middle because we have that bed that has that little crack
Oh, the
in
little
it.
crack in it. Yeah.
it's got
How
that
does he do
Tempur-Pedic
So
it?
he'll wedge in there?
Yeah, sometimes he likes that. Cause it's not that wide, but it's like, it feels good, I
That's
think.
funny.
And I'll pick him up and I'll put him down like before I go take a shower or something.
Yeah.
My wife's like, oh, he just jumped right back up. He knew
I'm
you were
sure.
You
and
should
he takes your
realize-
spot because it's nice and warm and it smells like you.
You should realize, though, that once you invite the dog into your bed, that's it. They're staying. Like,
I thought that was vampires.
that's your house.
Vampires in your bed?
I just couldn't. I broke down. When I first got Mango,
Weirdo.
like, she whimpered so much in the crate, and I brought her into the bed, and she stayed there ever since. Never left.
Yeah. Misty absolutely sleeps in bed with me. She even sleeps underneath the covers in like a little nook. Like I'm the big spoon and then she's the little spoon. And when I was gone this past trip into Pennsylvania, Mark was trying to sleep on my side of the bed so that she would sleep with him. And then she went and slept in his side of the bed. He was telling me that last night. He's like, why does she always sleep beside you? I was like, I don't know, but it drives me nuts because she like nudges me to get underneath the covers. So I have to wake up to lift the covers for her to get under the covers. And then she's there for maybe 30 minutes and then she gets out. Then she goes to the other side of me.
Hot?
Yes. And then she crawls like over my stomach. I mean, this dog is.
But you're so used to it now.
I am
Poor
so
Special
used
K,
to it.
didn't that happen to you when you watched her?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, her dog Misty was like tap 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 walking around tap 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 tap.
Because you have hardwood floors and she's just like.
But does Misty
yeah.
ever calm down?
I don't think she ever did. And then all of a sudden she probably saw a ghost, so she started barking.
You have ghosts in your house.
And then she gets down and pees on the floor.
Uh-oh.
Okay, we took care of that. Thank you very much.
Put
She had
diaper on
some.
it?
No,
She's
she.
got
I had to take her.
Dog diaper?
They
I
do
had
have
to
those.
take her to the vet, Kev.
She's a bad dog.
She is not bad. Do you want to get stabbed? Do not talk about my child. Like
The
that.
dog loves me, though. Oh, Misty cries and
She
runs
does.
to me.
She's so
yeah,
jacked.
yeah.
She's
you're the
really
same
sweet
height?
at nighttime. Okay.
What kind of dog is Misty?
Misty's an Australian Shepherd.
Was it Blue?
Blue Merle. She's a
Blue
blue
Little bitty.
Merle Australian
Little bitty
Shepherd,
one.
but toy.
Okay.
So she's only 10 pounds. She has her own Instagram, Misty Blue Merle.
Little rat baby.
She's not a rat baby. You are making my blood boil this morning.
Come on, reach across that.
You will never see her again.
You want to talk to Ramji later?
Yeah.
Shut your mic off.
Ask the attorney coming up in just a few minutes.
Can I sue Kevin? Hurting my feelings? Yes, the stress over here. My heart's racing. My Apple Watch is going to be like, calm down, lady. Calm down.
All right,
Blood's
so
boiling.
if you are planning on going on a first date, they say what makes a first date amazing is, number one thing, humor. 75% of women and 50% of men say that laughing a lot is the mark of a first date that is successful. You got to have
I
a
see
sense of
that.
humor.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just sitting there depressed. Hi. Hi, yeah.
Did you ever have, like, before you were with your wife, did you ever have, like, a bad date where there was just no
There was a girl that we had some chemistry, but her laugh was too,
annoying?
yeah,
Oh.
it was too harsh.
Like, imitate it.
No, I can't. It's a higher pitch. I can't do it. It's like a piercing. I can't get that high. I can't do it. I wish it was like that.
It was much louder.
But
What
it
about
was
if people
so strong.
snort when they laugh?
I
do that
That's a good
sometimes.
one when you get them to snort. If they
When
do it every
laugh,
time.
That means they're
why do they do it
comfortable
every
around you.
single time.
Just
They
means
have
they're comfortable.
a fatty throat.
Yeah.
Like me.
Fatty throat.
Yeah.
When you say that,
Well,
I just picture like the fat on a salmon, like that when you put it in the oven and the fatty juice just
that's my throat.
Kevin's
or
throat.
like the brisket
got
where
it.
you're supposed to cut
Oh,
that
yeah.
part off. It's like real thick and jiggly.
rib
Kevin,
eye.
do you have a grizzle throat?
Meaty throat.
Such a weirdo.
No, for real. I had to go to the doctor and get it reduced. You could do it again.
I don't even
I
know
can
what to
fit
tell
a
you.
whole lot in there now.
Oh my! All right.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. Now I'm just going to a random roundtable story
Go ahead,
over
Sam.
here. I mean, I don't even know
Follow
how
that
to.
one.
I can't top that one. I was going to
nobody
talk
can
about
follow that.
if you're really stressed, what should you be sniffing over here?
Rule is gone.
Yeah, that's why. It's baby powder is what they say that you should smell if you're really stressed out because it brings back memories of being soothed and taken care of when you were a baby.
Who can remember back to their baby
Maybe
I don't
days?
know.
maybe that
I
smell,
think
though, we just
the
have it.
smell, it's the smell. But the thing is, I don't think you're allowed to put baby powder on your babies anymore because there was all those tests that came out saying
really?
like it was like cancerous because of the
Oh,
ingredients in it, right?
there was definitely
What do you
Johnson
use
and
it for
Johnson
then?
got in
Yeah.
huge trouble.
Wait.
huge trouble.
So it's
Years
called
ago.
baby powder.
Right. And people were putting this on their babies and then they were getting sick. It was years
Was
ago.
it baby
that this
powder or was it talcum powder?
I think that was in the baby powder, and then
Talcum
they
powder
must
was in
have
there?
Is in baby
changed
powder?
it.
They changed the
They
the
had to
recipe
change
or whatever
the
it is.
yeah, because I'm like nowadays. I mean, you can text me 37530. Have you put baby powder on your baby?
Yeah,
I
that-
have never. I've
What's the other
never
stuff you
even
use?
thought.
That paste, butt paste.
Yeah,
So
I
that
use
their
like
butt gets red.
a butt paste. Right.
Here it is. It says, yes, baby powder can be bad for babies.
Uh-oh.
See.
Inhaling baby powder particles can
And this
cause
was-
breathing problems, lung damage, and even death in babies.
And this
Oh
is
my
telling
gosh.
us to keep a container of baby powder with you to help fight stress. So
Just don't put it on.
I
Smell
don't
it.
know about that. You could do a lotion. Like there's a Johnson and Johnson lavender baby lotion.
Our kids,
Yes.
babies' heads when they
The pink-
when they're little.
Yeah.
Yes,
pink
there's
bottle.
the pink bottle and there's a purple bottle that has like a lavender smell to it, and that smells really nice. Like if I have it on my hands, it reminds me of Santi as
Did
a
you ever see
baby. So
The viral video like 20 years ago, the little babies had baby powder everywhere. He picked up the baby with no diaper on it and he farted.
that's what I'm saying.
That's where that video. That's
Your
where they had that viral.
algorithm.
Babies just don't care. They're gonna do it whenever they need to.
I just
You
remember that.
must have a weird algorithm.
That was 20 years ago. I don't even know. We'll look that up now to see if it's still there.
All right. Welcome Adam Ramji into the
Adam,
studio.
what's up,
Good morning,
buddy?
Adam.
Good morning. I want to give a quick shout out to the 2026 cohort at the MBA program, which is the class I'm in. I don't know if you guys know that or not. So I just want to shout out to all my colleagues out there for 2026 cohort at Rice, and particularly to my little group, Rahul, Stewart, Nacho, and Ari. Thank you so much for listening.
Nacho in the house.
Did you know Ignacio is a Nacho? Did you know that? Like
No.
William is a Bill. I never knew that. Yeah.
No.
So
Damn.
so Ignacio is a Nacho, just like William is a Bill.
Nice.
Yeah. Not at all.
So yep.
Like
So
Nacho Libre. That's
All right, so it's called Ask the Attorney. You can ask us questions, ask Adam questions about personal injury.
I know we have a couple people lined up, and then obviously with Halloween, we ask this every year about
sure. Yeah.
'Cause
All
as
the
a
crazy
parent,
stuff.
Some of the
you're
things we got to look out for,
people
yeah.
getting off. So like Ryan said, a big skeleton thing falls on your head
Yep.
while you're just walking down the street.
Oh yeah.
Can you get sued for that? And
Yep.
if
Yep.
you get
Yep.
injured, all that good stuff. But let's who's on line too, Kev?
Jessica.
Jessica. Hey,
Hey,
Jessica.
You're
Welcome
with
to the
Adam
Roula Ryan
Ramji.
Show.
What's going on, Jessica?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
A few weeks ago, my brother-in-law was killed in a head-on collision
Oh,
on a
goodness.
rural road nearby Houston.
Wait,
By a
who
car
is this?
that
Your
was-
what?
Yeah, your phone cut out. Who-
Brother-in-law.
Brother-in-law was
Your
killed?
My
brother-in-law.
brother-in-law, yeah, and it was on a rural road by a car that was passing another vehicle illegally in a no-passing zone on a curve. And when I read the police report that we received later on, I had two questions. One was the the only other vehicle on the road, the only other eyewitness is the car who was pulling a trailer and was moving to the side for the offending car to pass him. Is there some liability because that vehicle was actually doing it in an illegal zone to be kind of encouraging or aiding and abetting? So that was one question I had.
Was that witness involved in the wreck?
They were the one and only other car that was there at the scene,
right.
but he was allowing the car that did cause the collision to pass him, but he was kind of encouraging him to do it at a place that was a no passing zone.
Got it. I understand, yeah.
And then the other question I had was, why would it take? This was 2:00 in the afternoon on a weekday, and I don't understand why it takes so long to get either an alcohol or a drug test report. Apparently, it was saying in the report that we won't even know the drug test on the vehicle, on the driver of the vehicle who did survive, but the person who caused the accident survived, and my brother-in-law was pronounced at the scene. But the drug test, that they don't get it for a year.
What?
No,
What?
Yeah,
That's what the police
Is that
report
true?
said. We won't find out for a year if the drug test.
Yeah,
What-
so so the answer to that is no. You can get the drug test much faster. Now, sometimes in a criminal proceeding, because if the guy was taken away, the records are locked for a certain amount of period.
So the person that caused the accident actually went to the hospital with non-life incapacitating injury.
Yeah, so they got an N on there.
And he's out already.
Right. Yeah. So, real quick, let's go through your first question. The only other car in the car was a witness who was also the person you said kind of in a sense aiding and abetting. Could there be
Well,
any
I wonder
liability?
if that counts in this type of thing. Yeah, is there liability to a vehicle that doesn't do the passing but is sort of moving to the side to encourage it?
So the quick answer is not necessarily. Now, if they created a hazardous situation, then they would also be liable. But if they didn't create the hazard, but they just like slow down and let somebody in the wrong place, then it'd be hard to pin any liability on them. But if we had the case, then we would still bring everybody in as for depositions or sue everyone and then just leave.
Adam, would
see
you,
where it settles.
if you were just saying, hey, I pulled over, I didn't want to get hit.
Yeah, exactly. There's so much that this guy can say to get out of that, but would be still at least pull him in as a witness to see what happened, 100%. And then as far as your DUI test, I mean, that stuff is available, I mean, almost instantly, at least from a civil point of view. Now, from a criminal point of view, it's different, but this is also a civil issue, so we would get those records relatively quickly. I'm surprised you don't have a lawyer yet.
Well, I think she does. It's my brother-in-law, so it's his widow, and they're up in Marble Falls. So I will find out this weekend. Actually, we're having
find out for sure. Yeah, definitely. And here's a plug here. We represent everybody in Texas, so if they have any questions, even if I'm not representing them, call me and I'll try to sort things out for you.
And you had
I appreciate it.
Yeah, sure.
Years ago, wasn't there somebody from Oklahoma that called?
To
listen to the show and and their family member was injured by an 18-wheeler.
Yes,
really bad. I think.
Yeah, we do take. I mean, if there are larger cases, then we will take them in different states. But now I'm also licensed in Georgia, which is great. So we. Can take cases
And if people want to reach out to you, your phone number is
713-888-8888. Injured 713-all-8s.
All right, there you go.
Super easy. Thank you.
We get this call a lot. I feel like every time you're here,
yeah,
this person that's going to ask you a question.
All right,
and I think we all know the answer, but for others that don't know,
all right, let's fire
Amanda. Good morning.
Good morning, Amanda.
Hey, Amanda.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Amanda. What's your question for Adam?
I was calling to see, is there any type of loophole or is there immunity for when a officer hits an individual to make a car accident?
Yeah. So there's really it kind of gets distilled out into a couple of things here. If the officer or somebody, if an officer is in pursuit or doing a call for service, and if they cause an accident, then what's called quote unquote they enjoy immunity, which means that if they're trying to chase somebody down, they boom hit you by mistake. There's no liability on them, so hopefully you have uninsured motorist coverage. Now, if the officer is not in pursuit or they're not in a call for service, they're not on their way to catch a bad guy, then they would be liable. But then also through that, there's a few hoops you got to jump. And then the last thing to know in this, Amanda, is that there's certain caps that the city puts on liability for any employee of the city. So if you're hit by a metro bus or
those vehicles you see the Texas, like they're you just see them around. They're just their truck. It says
the city
truck, City of Houston truck.
Houston.
They're checking lines or something.
Yeah, so if it says City of Houston on there, so I mean, it doesn't mean it's not a good case. The caps are pretty high. They're not sometimes if the accident is catastrophic, then it's not enough. But $250,000 is what's going to be out there available. So
What if they say the cop is going, he's chasing the
He's
bad
chasing,
guy.
sure.
You don't see it because you're supposed to stop when you
Right.
see it. You go, they hit you, and then your car, because you didn't pay attention,
right?
rams into someone else.
Yeah.
Are you liable for?
Yeah, if
they
you're
could
the
go
one
after
that,
that person.
if you're the one that should have seen the cop, then there's a possibility that they're going to say, "Listen, now you're at fault for this." Unlikely, but it could happen. So those things are tricky, and it's the immunity is.
But Adam,
yeah.
what about a situation? I've seen this more than once where they just don't feel like waiting at the red light. They turn their sirens
Oh,
on,
yeah.
go through the red light,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
turn them off.
Right, and I see that all the time too. And if they do that, and if they cause an accident, and then we get the records, which are public, that says that he wasn't or she wasn't in pursuit, then we can pop them.
Oh, okay.
But at
up
the
to a
point,
certain limit, though.
yeah. But a lot of officers are trying to get through lights quickly because they have somewhere else to be. And I always respect that. I mean, I used to know me when I was a kid, but I'm like, all right, they probably got somewhere to go and maybe check on a neighbor.
Anything, I encourage them to go because whenever they're behind you,
Yeah, like just
You
get
get
out of
nervous.
here.
Yeah, you're not behind me anymore if you pass. I like that.
whenever I see a cop like on 59 just driving,
Yeah.
they're probably not even maybe not
Right.
working, or they're just trying to get somewhere. And they're like,
Right,
God, could you people go a little faster?
right.
It's like you slow down. They're like, you all slow down.
Everyone's
Trying
going-
around you. It's
everyone's going slow, yeah.
It's okay, guys. You go
Yeah.
the speed limit at least a few minutes, a few miles over.
Real quick, Amanda, the only actual loopholes to answer your specific question is if even if the officer is on a call for service, but if they're acting not negligently, but if they're acting grossly negligent, which is really high standard to be able to show evidence of. But if we can show that, like they were just going like 90 miles an hour when they're just going to go check on somebody's cat inside on a tree, then you shouldn't have been going that fast. So in those cases,
What if they weren't if they weren't in a police car? It was let's say, an undercover in a regular car like us.
there opens up a little more possibilities, but also
Still working.
If they're still working, then they're still working. Yeah. But I mean, we'd be happy to take a look at. Please, my office is standing by for anyone 713 all 713-888-8888.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amanda.
Thanks,
I guess
Amanda.
that's the key. If you have a question, if something happens, just to ask.
Ask. What could
Yeah,
it hurt?
Nothing
For
hurts you
sure.
to ask. And
Yeah, for sure. I want to also just put out there real quick, this unfortunate chemical leak that happened in Deer Park. My condolences to everybody out there. I know it says on the news there were 2 people that are dead. I'm getting more reports that it was actually probably 4. And this H2S, that gets is a byproduct that's coming out. It's a sulfur, and it's really, really bad coming out of the gas and the diesel, and it's causing a lot of horrible toxic reactions for people. And so we have people out there, and even my staff is getting sick out there.
Are they really?
Oh yeah, it's crazy talking to people out there. So it's but we want to make sure we hold those accountable. So if you guys are in that situation, we've got doctors and stuff that we can connect you with right now. We'll cover everything on it, make sure you're taken care of, and find out what's happened. I think we even have someone now who's got some information, but they're scared to say it. So
what do you think
we'll
about
find out.
Elon Musk is doing the semis? Are they have
Autonomous.
drivers?
Autonomous?
Yeah.
semis?
Yeah, like what?
You know,
what's- you guys learn? do you guys
Driverless
talk-
vehicles.
Yeah, do you guys
Yeah.
talk about that stuff? Like,
Yeah, we look at that and also the new bus and all those cars. I think that there's going to be some destruction during this period, but I feel like that's kind of necessary to get to the end, which sounds unfortunate. If you look at history, that's the way a lot of things are done. But I think that it's going to be really nice if it works. I mean, we have a Tesla for the office, but I feel like the autonomous thing doesn't work the way I want it to work.
that's what I was wondering. If it
Yeah.
always, I
So
was
I'm
thought
like,
about that, getting a Tesla
it's
just for that
scary,
to drive
man.
me.
But I
Big
mean, if you
semi
get
driving its own.
if you get hit by an autonomous semi, then
does it stop? No,
Yeah.
You're going to sue the company
you
or
sue?
like the
Tesla?
system, the software.
Yeah, you'd sue whoever went wrong. So if the computer system went wrong, then you find out where that went wrong. Did they know it's supposed to go? Did they know that's a possibility? And then you get.
I mean,
there
there are cities where they have
Yeah.
the self-driving taxi cabs.
Yeah, sure.
So
Going
if
around.
a self-driving cab
Remember that one in Austin where
hit
they
you.
all went into the
Right.
same spot? There's a video of like 6 of them all stuck in the same area.
what did we do?
I'm like, I'm gonna wait a little bit before I do that.
Yeah.
Do you want to take? Do we have time to take a line too?
Yeah.
All right, Catherine. Good morning, Catherine. Welcome to the Roula Ryan Show. You're on with Adam Ramji or Dr. Law. What's your question?
Good morning, Catherine.
Hi, good morning. So my question is about a HIPAA violation. My son was injured during a football game a couple weeks ago, and we found out afterward that he had actually broken 2 fingers. And so I took him to the hospital, took him to the doctor, did all of that, brought notes to the school, and his athletic trainer actually called the doctor directly and got information about his care to find out if, his fingers were really broken as bad, and if he could go ahead and just wrap them up better and play. And I was just trying to find out, like, is that okay? Is that allowed? Because we didn't use, like, school insurance or anything.
Yeah, so who you said this was the coach that said that?
No, it was the athletic trainer.
Okay, so
like
a trainer
the
calls to
kind
the
of doctor.
hospital and they give him the information.
Yeah, these can get really sticky. HIPAA is governed by federal law also, so which makes it even really more strict. So if you have to have the duty to be able to if he breached that duty, it has to be somebody who actually has to not breach that duty. So if he tells a friend and the friend tells somebody else, that's not HIPAA violation. But if the doctor or a lawyer breaches that, that's why this trainer over here, I'd like to see the status he's in. And is he supposed to maintain the confidentiality that the HIPAA provides, right? And so there is violations on that, and sometimes there could be criminal, actually. But these would be a civil penalty potentially against this guy. But he should be at least taught a lesson. You should probably write him a letter and tell him, listen, you can't be doing this, and maybe cite some HIPAA articles in there because that's not right. Because nobody's health information should be.
Plus, you almost feel like they don't believe your son. It's like
yeah,
you almost
exactly.
Feel,
it's like yeah,
you're just faking it.
You're faking it now. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to go check on you. It's like what the hell?
Well, he doesn't care about the kids' welfare. He wants to make sure that
he's
he
ready
can
to
play.
go for the next game.
Yeah, he's like he's ready to play.
Right, and like my son plays 2 sports, and his other sport, he really needs his hand a lot more than in the other one.
Yeah.
So he can't really play in a cast with the other sport. And,
yeah.
Okay.
Sucks.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. If you need recommendations for any attorneys for that, give us a call 713-all-8s and we'll send you on.
We got to take a quick break.
Yeah.
You want to come back?
Come back
sure.
to you.
Talk to
Awesome.
some people.
Let's do it.
I know you got something big going on at your office.
Yeah.
Pumpkin
We'd love to
patch.
talk about
Kevin's been talking about that, and
Excellent.
also we have questions about Halloween because a lot of people are going to be out there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, accidents do happen.
They do. So more with
Yep.
Adam Ramji, Ask the Attorney, coming up next on the Roula Ryan Show. Adam, welcome back.
Thank you for having me on air.
All right.
Appreciate it.
So what's the next?
We're going to click over to Elizabeth here on the Roula and Ryan Show. Elizabeth, welcome to the show. You're on with Adam Ramji or Dr. Law.
Good morning, Elizabeth. How are you?
Good morning. I am good. I had a question about insurance and teenagers. My son was in a car accident. Yeah, we did not have insurance on him. So what are my options? And is there possible representation? I know.
Oh, okay.
Listen. You have to get the whole perspective.
Okay.
I'm
listening, Linda.
Okay.
I got two words for you, Elizabeth. Tisk tisk.
Oh.
Wait, how old is he?
17.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
wow.
So let's wrap this up. You got 17-year-old Liz. You living with you?
Yes.
Say no. Okay. All right.
Say no.
I mean, it's the law. You have to have him, right?
Yeah. So if he's living with you and he's 17, and there's no insurance, and he caused an accident, then most likely they're going to sue you guys personally. But if you show, in most of these cases, if you show, listen, we didn't have insurance, sorry, and then whatever, if he gets an attorney, then most likely they'll do an asset search, and unless you guys are independently wealthy, then they'll probably just use what their own uninsured motorist coverage. So remember that's for everybody. If you're driving out there, always know that you might be hit by someone who doesn't have insurance, Elizabeth.
We found her.
Right? So if that happens, then make sure you have what's called uninsured motorist coverage because you were hit by someone who's uninsured. So unfortunately, there's not much you can do. Just show that, listen, I'm sorry it happened, and here's what it is. There ain't no money, so
that person was
use your own
happy.
insurance.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Basically, what you're saying, they have to be like, I'm poor. Don't sue me.
Yeah.
What was your son driving?
Try that.
He was driving a Mercedes.
Oh, no, boy, no.
G-Wagon.
I was worried that like if people get hit, they see what they get hit by. They're like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, my neck hurts.
The dollar signs start lighting up in their
it's
eyeballs.
crazy. No, recently we had 2 fatalities also hit by Mercedes. No insurance. It's crazy.
God,
Yeah.
that is
I thought
crazy.
it was a law. You had to have insurance.
No, there is, and they're breaking the law.
Yeah.
There is.
So does,
Yeah.
I wonder if your son got not arrested, but a ticket
Yeah.
and stuff. And
Yeah, you get a ticket, but it's just a.
what is
it's
the rule now? When if you get in a wreck, do you have to call a police officer, or do you just talk amongst each
A
other?
police report.
You got well. If
Depends how much.
there's injuries, then you always want to call someone. If there isn't, then sometimes it says pull over if you're able to
Exchange.
exchange information. Yeah, I mean if that happens to anyone out there, I would say listen, whip out your phone, record it, say, hey, you caused the accident, right? Make sure they're saying yes at that scene because it's amazing how many stories change later on.
Get their license. Then you got to make sure that
man.
license is
record
legit.
everything. Yeah,
License
The
plate.
last fender bender I was in, though,
Yeah.
and this is years ago, the guy sideswiped me. He was cutting across,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, it's not my fault." And I'm like, "I'm getting the police." And the policeman showed up, and he's like, "Who's driving that one?" I said, He's guilty."
Boom, done.
And that was it.
There you go.
I told
Thank you,
this young
officer.
lady who hit me that I had to call the police on account of my insurance. She got back in her car and ran away. She had a warrant. She was like,
no.
"Oh no!" Actually, you know what? She left her car. She ran on foot.
Oh my God!
Yes.
We had the car.
That's great. Last week, hit and run. Guy caused the accident, took off. His license plate fell off.
Oh no! At the scene.
Yeah, we're like, yes.
What a dummy!
Yes. Whoopsie daisy. Let's carry on. Let's continue
there's
here.
evidence. All right.
We got some
Sorry.
people.
Evidence.
We got some people who also need some help here. Kim. We're going to go to Kim here on the Roula Ryan Show, 104.1 KRBE. On with Adam Ramji. Good morning, Kim.
Hey, good morning. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Hi, Kim.
Hey, yay! Good morning. I'm so glad to be here. Okay, so my son was hit back in May. This May, he was hit by a Tesla vehicle, and Tesla has their own insurance, right? So my insurance and myself, while he was on the side of the road, we're trying to give the Tesla insurance a call, pull his car off of the road. And nobody answered. Nobody. We couldn't get anyone. And then
I see. Okay.
Finally, we just got our insurance to take care of pulling the car off the road, tow it, store it, what have you. We needed to rent a vehicle. Tesla still MIA. So we couldn't ever get a hold of Tesla. Not even my insurance. Our insurance
understand,
could get a hold.
We're also happy to have you on air, Kim. Thank you. So the way I understand this, so you got hit by someone who's driving a Tesla. That person has Tesla insurance. And you're trying to get a hold of them. So in the meantime, you're using your own insurance because you have uninsured motorists. Smart.
And now we're being dinged. Yeah.
Yeah. So well, you may.
Did you get dinged for that? Because that's
not
sucks.
necessarily. I don't think you get dinged for it if they see the police reports. That's not your fault. So it's usually here's one of those things where.
We've been told we were because we had to use our insurance. Anytime you put a claim,
who's your policy with?
I believe it's Progressive.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, this is where you gotta flex a little bit.
Flo?
You gotta get a yeah. Is it Flo?
She-
Progressive?
she-
Yeah. Where's Flo?
What the hell's going on
What the
here?
hell's going on?
Can you find Tesla for us? Yeah. So Kim, I would say this is where honestly, just flexing, showing a little muscle, getting a lawyer involved in this, and then because we've dealt with Tesla insurance all the time, so I don't know why you're not able to get a hold of him, but I guarantee you we would.
Call Adam.
Yeah,
Adam got
give us
that
a call.
backline number.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah.
713 all eight.
I'll talk to Elon.
I'll call
today.
Elon and be like, what's up,
you.
Elon? What are you doing,
One
man?
of those robot guys. I need a bartender.
So,
Adam,
yeah.
you've got an event coming up with the pumpkin patch.
Yes. So this is our 5th annual pumpkin patch / haunted house. Heavily catered to kids. If you've got kids, bring them out. Thousands of free pumpkins being given out, and face painting, and cotton candy, and bouncy house. We got a beautiful haunted house and a bouncy house as well. So come out, please. It's going to be October 19th, which is this
Friday.
Saturday.
It's
Saturday.
Saturday.
Starting
You're
at
right.
10.
Sorry,
The bouncy house,
Saturday.
do you make
There you go.
everyone wear like a helmet?
Yeah, I'm going to protect myself here.
Sign this.
Yes, sign the
Make your
waiver.
parents sign this. Yeah. All right.
I'll be doing it.
2 hours later, now you can jump.
But also, Adam is going to have prizes every 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Thank you. Yes, yeah, we'll give off, I think, iPods and air television, things like that. So
That's better than candy.
It's gonna be
I'll
great.
take it
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Good prizes.
I'll take
Yeah.
it.
Twizzlers and
So October 19th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Give us a call if you get any questions, 713-all-8s. I can't wait. I love hosting this. It's great. We got a lot of people out there.
Now,
It's very easy to find Adam as well. He's right there in Spring Branch off I-10, kind of close to the HEB there.
you see a lot of accidents, you deal with a lot of accidents with people. What's one thing they could take away from this today that you want them to know? Like I always talk about dash cam. I need to get a dash cam.
Yeah.
I keep putting it off, and I'm like, I need to go get one.
You go back to the principles we learned in driving school. I think that driving defensively, and people just hear that and they think of defensive driving. What I'm saying is you have to always drive as if someone's about to hit you. Leave yourself on out. Follow the 2-second rule. Make sure find a spot on the road. Count 2 seconds. Make sure you don't pass it up until 2 seconds. So having that safe distance, and everybody out there, you gotta be safe. Halloween's coming up. People are gonna be. Let's face it. People are gonna be drinking, doing crazy things. Do it indoors, and if you're going to be driving on a Friday night, Saturday night, and evenings, parents, try not to let your kids be out on the road that time because, the kind of calls I get on Sunday mornings through my answering service, and I'm like, God, I can't believe this.
So
is
Saturday
happening.
night's such a busy
It's crazy, and what's crazy about it is because there's so little, there's not as much traffic during Monday through Friday. people are driving fast because they got the space. So most of the fatalities, happen on the weekends.
And it's because people are speeding.
Because of speed. Not fatality, dead people from car accidents happen on the weekends because there's extra space,
less
traffic.
cars.
Yeah, when there's way more accidents that happen Monday through Friday, but they're not as catastrophic.
Fatality,
Because because you're you can't drive as fast.
That's what I told my daughter because she just started driving a couple months ago. I'm like, no, going on 59, 610 yet.
Yeah.
Just master the side streets. I mean, I know there could be a lot of fender benders that way too, but at least I want you.
Yeah, and you want to give them that independence, but still, and if they get in a small fender bender, call it a blessing, so they'll learn from that and then
wish
move
we could
on.
fit a car that could those bumper cars we had.
Yeah, I know, right?
All padded around.
Yeah, that'd be awesome to have.
Yeah, and be careful out there. I want to make sure that everyone knows that we're always here for you guys. My law firm's at your service, 713 all 8s.
All right,
Thanks,
thank
Adam.
you so much, Adam.
So great. Thank you so much.